Gibson joins us now live from Fort Lauderdale. Giles, we know that this has had a devastating impact already on the British Virgin Islands and the Caribbean as well. Where is Irma headed next?
Well, we've just had the latest advisory from the U.S. Hurricane Center just over an hour ago, and they're now predicting pretty much what they've been predicting for the last 24 hours or so. They're still saying that the path of the storm is headed further westwards than they originally thought. I'm currently in Fort Lauderdale, which is on the east coast of the Florida Peninsula. They're now saying it's going to head more towards the west of Florida. That's cities like Naples and Tampa, for example. They've also downgraded the strength of the storm for now. They're saying it's currently over parts of Cuba and it's a Category 3 storm, but they're saying when it makes landfall on the South Florida coast, sometime at around 8 a.m. local time on Saturday morning here, they're saying that it will once again have strengthened up to a Category 4 storm because, of course, it will cross a load of water between Cuba and Florida and make landfall as a much stronger storm than it currently is over Cuba.
What kind of instructions are residents getting from the authorities at this point?
Well, the word from the local authorities in this county that we're in Fort Lauderdale on the East Coast is to try and make it to a shelter, that this is the last few hours that you have to make that decision. You either decide to stay in your home and try and ride it out, or you try and go to a shelter. But the word we're hearing from local media is that those shelters here are already starting to fill up, so people really have to it's decision time essentially for them. They have to try and make up their minds about where they're going to try and ride out this storm. Now, we've been hearing from local officials as well as U.S. Senator Marco Rubio. He's a senator for Florida. He, of course, lost in the Republican nomination race for the presidential nomination to Donald Trump. And he's been saying that despite the fact that this storm is now moving to the west, away from the parts of eastern Florida where he was speaking from, he's still saying that residents need to be vigilant and that this is such a large weather system, such a large storm system, that even though the eye won't be passing as near as they previously thought, that it's still an incredibly dangerous situation, and they're talking about life-threatening situation even here on the East Coast as it moves towards the west.
Giles Gibson in Fort Lauderdale. Thanks for that.